Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Saturday, and I want to thank you for dropping in for another episode of From the Desk of Dr. Ron. As you can see, I got something else to complain about today, so stay tuned. First thing I want to do is invite you guys out this Tuesday to join me for another Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. This is her first time coming on the show, so she's got a story to tell, and I encourage you to mark it on your calendar so you don't miss out on Miss Kimberly. Miss Kimberly will be on the show this Tuesday. So, as always, I'd like to give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling in life together for 30 plus years, and out of those 30 plus years that we have been traveling together, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to him and his family. And one of the benefits of having a mentor, someone that has been around the barnyard, as they say, quite a few times, they can advise you. They can tell you, don't go over there, don't go over here. They can keep you on the path to success. So I always encourage you to find someone that can be a benefit to help you get to where you're going. And when that person is advising, you got to listen. Listen. Because they have great wisdom and knowledge exceeding much. Someone to pray for you, someone that can help you navigating this thing called life. And then once you get a mentor or two or three, then you can get a show and shout them out. So do that because it's beneficial. Trust me. I've been in this thing called life long enough to know the value of having a mentor. So I got to tell y'all a few stories about what's going on this week. Freedom of speech ain't free. You know, I was talking and having some conversations with some people, various groups of people, various people in various situations, and I was like, man, everybody that think that they have freedom of speech really don't, because there's consequences that goes along with the words that come out of your mouth. I can remember when I was a kid, and my parents, my uncles, aunties, grandparents, they always used to say, don't write a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash. I'm going to say that again. Don't write a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash. Now, I'm going to let that marinate on y'all for a few minutes, because some people didn't grow up with a family that talked that kind of way. Well, my family did. And it was a good lesson to understand and be careful what you say, because sometimes the words that you say can get you in trouble. One of the conversations that I was having on this week, I was talking to a professional, a nurse, that they need nurses. Nurses are in demand, working for a good hospital, good facility. And when I was talking to her, she was sharing with me some of the, her history and background, and she was telling me some of the consequences that could occur on her job if she didn't keep her mouth shut. What do you mean by that? She was a Palestinian. She's been born here in the United States. Her mother and father came here from Colombia. They had to leave the Middle East. They went to Colombia, and then from Colombia to the United States, and she was born. Now, I don't know how many brothers and sisters she had, but she was married with her own family. And she was explaining to me, and I asked the question, I said, well, since you're Palestinian, are you out protesting and supporting families in Palestine that are being tortured, misused, and abused. And she told me that the hospital or the university that she works for told them, give them a note, send out a message. If you go out there protesting, we're going to fire you. And I was like, wow, that's deep. Now, here it is, your homeland, the place where your ancestors came from. And there's so much injustice going on with Israel and the Palestinians right now. And they need people to speak up for them worldwide to help, create a peaceful situation with a peaceful resolve. And sometimes you can't speak up for yourself, but it helps when others can. But freedom of speech ain't free. So if you decide to speak up for yourself, you're going to lose your job. And then I know she's got bills to pay. She's got a family to take care of. And I thought that was so cruel that they would do such a thing. And then I talked to someone else on this week, and they were telling me a very similar type situation, that they can't speak out against what's going on in the government because the government decided to lay off so many people and fire so many people that they call themselves, Doge, saving the government some money, but yet they put people in the poorhouse. They put people in situations and circumstances that their livelihood was taken away from them. And I was like, wow. And they were saying if they begin to speak up against the government, that the consequences and circumstances would be that much worse. So I'm like, wow, when did I go to sleep and wake up in a world where your freedom of speech rights have been taken away from you? It used to be that, in the civil rights movement, we spoke up against, inhumane circumstances against people of color, black, African American, whatever you go by this week, brown. These circumstances caused us to be able to get benefits by allowing us to be able to go to the same bathroom as Europeans go to, be able to eat at the same diner counter as Europeans. And now we're going backwards to a place where speaking about these things are an injustice again, because they were an injustice at one time, and now they're back to that place where it's an injustice again. On this week, I looked up and I saw a city council, can't remember right now where I saw it at, but they voted in segregation again. They voted it in. The city council voted it in. So one of the members of the city council says, so now we're going back to having whites-only water fountains. That's deep. They have gone out and attacked so many races of people, and they're still trying to prove that they're superior over the world. I was listening to on yesterday a situation and a circumstance where they were talking about the Vice President Vance went to Greenland to try and soften them up a little bit, I guess, and they said, we don't want nothing that the United States has to offer. Greenland is not for sale. We don't want nothing you got. And they were very sincere about it. So, Vice President was not welcome. And he was bragging such that, we're going to get Greenland without even have to use military force. Well, I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, that's crazy. They gonna gangster a whole country for whatever benefit that they feel like that they want to have. That sounds like something that Putin did when he went over to Ukraine. He's like, yeah, we just gonna take this from you. But people can't speak up about these things. We cannot voice what we don't like about it, because then we'll become a target. We'll lose our jobs. We'll lose our benefits. We'll lose everything that we have lived our entire life to have. Like right now, they're targeting Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security to the point where if we speak up too loud, our benefits overnight will just disappear. You're supposed to just go along with this foolishness and suffer the consequences of their actions. I was listening to some of the people on this week talking about, yeah, they voted for Trump because they thought that he would stand up for them and stand up for their privileges and their benefits. And now they're fired. Their jobs that they have, they're gone. They put them on suspension, home without leave and pay. The union is fighting for them, but now they're home without a job and maybe getting a check because the union is still negotiating. Some people quit the job because they say, hey, I'd rather take the little buyout and run, and then maybe try and fight for something else to make some money to support their families. One lady said she was in the town that she was living in Virginia. The whole town works for this office or branch of government, and the average salary is $200,000 to $250,000 a year. They're just gone now. Their salary is just gone. But freedom of speech ain't free. You know, you can't speak out about the president. I saw on a news clip that the president, what I call somebody else call him and I duplicate, the orange-haired orangutan, you know, threatened the governor of Maine, told her that she will never ever hold an elected office ever again, fighting against the government. I'm the government. He's like, I'm the government. Whatever I say, I'm the government. And if you fighting against me, don't agree with me, then you'll never hold another elected seat in the state of Maine. Man, this is getting deep. And every day, every week, more and more, we are seeing more and more of our rights, privileges, and benefits of being an American taken away from us. I'm going to say that again. Every day, every week, we are seeing more and more of our privileges and benefits of being an American taken away from us. It's up to the discretion of the billionaires that are in office. So if you don't know, let me help you understand. Freedom of speech ain't free. Okay? I want you to understand that. You can say some things and wind up in a whole heap of trouble. Going back to what my grandparents used to say, don't let your mouth, get your behind in trouble. Okay? So speaking out against what we don't like, the injustices, you can lose your job. You can lose your residence. People, your neighbors, will attack you. People are protesting and attacking the billionaire Trump, the billionaire Elon Musk, and now they're coming after them like they're terrorists. That's the word that they're using. They are terrorists. And we're opposing, and we're going to find these terrorists, and we're going to get them. They're going to serve 20 years in jail. Wow. That's without a trial. 20 years in jail if they catch it. And they've arrested some folks. Now, it's interesting. We have some crimes in the United States that have gone uninvestigated for years. But they've caught these people that are vandalizing the dealerships for Tesla. Makes you wonder. Freedom of speech ain't free, y'all. I just want to warn you, be careful out there. You know, we gotta wake up, folks. We need to be aware of what's going on around us, who's who, and what they're capable of doing. So all that being said, I just want you to pray for those that have family in other places, even in this place, that are going through persecution. Please pray for them. They didn't ask for this, but yet they're being persecuted. Civilians that don't have nothing to do with Hamas or anything else, but they're being persecuted because of what their nationality is. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? They used to persecute, and they still do persecute black folks for the color of their skin. All right, I'm going to get out of here because I think I said enough to make you want to think about it. I want to invite you guys to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to take a look around. Please support all of my advertisers. They are there. Click on any of the banners or the flyers that you see on my website. When you get over there, it'll take you directly to the advertiser's website so you can get direct information directly from the advertiser. And then that way you can reach out to them and talk to them about products, goods, and services that they offer. Okay? Once again, I want to remind you guys to join me this Tuesday. We're still celebrating Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award winners. I want you to join me this and every Wednesday for Street News Now, the Noon Report. Every Wednesday on the Noon Report, please join us. We talk about news commentaries. Last week we had a special guest, talked about his project that he's got going on. So join us every Wednesday. You'll be surprised of all of the things that we bring to your attention. I want to remind you again to join me each and every Saturday, 12 noon, right here from the desk of Dr. Ron. I want to thank you guys for taking time out to join me each and every Saturday at noon. I also want to thank you guys for making contributions and supporting what we're doing over here. Can't do it without your help. Thank you so very much. These are all the ways that you can make donations and contributions. Thank you, and thank you. Can't thank you enough. Keep up the good work. And if you haven't made a donation, what's taking you so long? While you're here, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the share button. Send it out. Let folks know where you can find us at, okay? Appreciate it. I just want you guys to be careful out there. Freedom of speech ain't free. Think about that. Let that marinate. And don't let your mouth get your derriere in trouble, okay? That being said, I love you guys. Stay encouraged. Stay blessed. Do the best you can. I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Stay blessed.